I'm live. I'm in a funny mood. This might be a car crash, everyone, but good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Happy Friday. I made it through another work week. I hope you're surviving through another work week. It's feast or famine in 2025, right? It was an absolute feast this week. Of course, ACGHK is happening over in Hong Kong, and I am not at all jealous of anybody that's in Hong Kong. I'm actually hoping to get back to Hong Kong later this year because I had a really fun time, not just the figure shopping. Like I seriously really enjoyed it as a holiday destination, but like this stream is very much reliant on audience participation, and I feel like that's going to be even more the case this week because if I'm really honest, I didn't really get excited about anything to do with ACGHK. I thought we'd maybe get some curveballs, some things we weren't expecting. And no, like I've had people go, "Oh, Helen, like Bank Robber Joker, you must be so excited." And I'm like, I am not. I am not. Do you know what was exciting, guys? Because I didn't know if Australia Post would bless me today, but they did. This guy arrived. I'm super excited. And I can't believe I live in a world where the highlight of my week is getting a Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face. This is not a character I ever thought I would add to my collection, but in for a penny, in for a pound, this actually kind of completes my Batman Forever little sub-display within my Batman 89 to 97 collection, which is cool. We like that. I did actually this week also. I did pre-order the Mars Toys Bane. In for a penny, in for a pound. So I pre-ordered that, but this came in super quick. I think I got it from 16 Kit, not sponsored, just a fan. And they sent it out to me, I think on Monday. Got it today. So super stoked. Australia Post, thank you. We'll take a look at him a little bit later. And because I got it through Kit, it has a pre-order exclusive. So the pre-order exclusive for everyone was the mask. But if you got it through 16 Kit, I believe you get a hand holding the diamond. So that's a little bonus when you order through Kit. So this guy is going to be the highlight of the stream for me. So I am going to need your thoughts, your enthusiasm for the things we saw at ACGHK. I would love to know what people think about them because I am not particularly familiar with a lot of the things. So hence my interest was down. And as I said, I feel like typically we see something we're not expecting, but Hot Toys kind of announced everything and then just showed things that they had announced. So maybe that's just me. I just thought it was very odd. I was expecting something new, something different. I didn't get that. So I'd like to know, is it just me? Because I feel like a lot of people were very hyped about like a Robocop, and is it Big Chap from Alien? A whole bunch of things. So many people were hyped. I was not hyped. I was watching tracking, just hoping that Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face would arrive in a very cold Perth where I live. It was the coldest morning in 15 years today. I literally have a blanket on my nap like a grandma. But let's see who's in the chat because there's already so many comments and I'm literally just waffling on at this point. Tyria, first in the comments. Hello, Tyria. Hi, Helen. Hope you're well. Look forward to the Two-Face unboxing. Me too. Have yet to receive the invoice on mine. Curious about your thoughts of in hand. Me too. I have not looked at it. When I do unboxings, I want to give you guys like authentic reactions because I feel like I would be, if I've seen it, I think I'd be like, oh, wow, it's great. And they'd be like, why is she not enthusiastic? Why does her mood not match what she's saying? So I literally only took it out of the box it came in on the plastic bag. So I haven't opened it, haven't looked. And I haven't really seen any in-hand footage, like no videos. No photos. I've seen nothing of it. All I've seen is like the promo pictures. So I am genuinely super keen to see this. I'm hoping it maintains the same level we saw from Mars Toys last year. Carlos, always in the chat, my hype man. Good morning, Helen and chat. Sending my regards from what will be a triple-digit roasting temperature, New Jersey. My goodness. Coupled with possible severe thunderstorms. Looking forward to the replay later of the unboxing. And let's not forget to hit the like button and subscribe for our dear friend Helen. Absolutely. Have a great day, everyone. Funny you mentioned thunderstorms. Because we had full-on like thunderstorms and rain on Wednesday night, which is when I went to see the Fantastic Four. Like the streets could not handle the rain. That's because we just don't get a lot of rain here. And I remember just like there was lightning, and I just remember being like, please don't have a blackout at the cinema. Please. But thankfully, they did not. But it's funny because I wasn't sure if I just wasn't coping with the cool weather here. Because I was in the US this time last year. I didn't have winter. And Facebook keeps reminding me of where I was. So this time last year, I was in Austin, Texas, which I really liked. I had some amazing brisket in Austin, Texas. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoyed my time in Texas. But yeah, I'm getting all the memories of the nice warm weather I was experiencing. And I'm literally, this morning when I woke up, it was minus. It was like minus half a degree. And then the Bureau of Meteorology, their app tells you like the feels like temperature. And it was like, feels like -4. Thanks. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I feel like 0 is 32. So we were below that, and I was not enjoying my life. King Dingling is here. Hello, all. Hello to you. Thank you for joining us. Keith Lee has become a member. Keith, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I feel like Keith is like an OG. Like he's been here since the start of the stream. So thank you for becoming a member. I really appreciate it. I have the memberships. I never really promote them because it feels awkward to me. Like I know some people like push membership, super chat. I'm like, I turn up, and if people want to join or whatever, like that's cool. There's never any pressure for me, but thank you. I really appreciate that. Another channel member who's been with me for quite a while, AJ Agrusa. Greetings, Helens and friends. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Well, my day got a lot better once I got to the post office in time to get Two-Face, because I literally I just walked out of the office. I was like, I need to get a parcel. This is not negotiable. I left early because I wanted to give myself enough time to get to the post office. I was like, I do not care. I'm out. So happy ending to my day. Raymond's here as well. Good afternoon, Helen. Good afternoon to you. How you doing? Anthony Stanfield. Hi, Helen. I'm waiting for my Two-Face to be delivered from Kit, hopefully in the next few days. Oh, fingers crossed. Australia Post, like I was watching the tracking like a hawk, and then yesterday it updated to like expected delivery Friday or Monday, and I was just like, please be Friday. And I was very lucky. Keith, good morning, afternoon, evening, friends. Finally able to join a live stream yet. I'm so glad that you're here. Life happens, so I totally get that, but thank you for coming back. Appreciate that you have come back. So I know I've clearly not offended you with my hot take, so I appreciate that. Thank you for coming back. Miss Batwoman's here as well. Hey, everyone. Hello to you. I hope you're having a good Friday. Raymond says, excited to see the Mars Toys Two-Face. I have one on order as well, but it's a few months before I get it. Oh, really? Who did you get it through? Not One Man's Hobby, I hope. I hope no one ordered it through One Man's Hobby. Xiaoron, I never know if I'm saying your name correctly. Hey, Allison and chat, hope you're doing good. Well, I mean, Miss Allison is like inconsolable because there was no Star Wars Trekgate whatever this week. And I think that's probably the one positive I took from the week, even though I felt like not a lot of stuff was for me. And not everything has to be for me. That's fine. My wallet is safe. She was inconsolable because she still thinks that like Neon Tech BB-8 is like coming to fruition. So I mean, good luck to her. It's good to dream, right? So from all the figures previewed, there are 4 I'm sort of interested in. Okay, Superior Iron Man, Robocop 2 Murphy, and Robocain, and the Cayman Rider Black figures. Oh, you're into the Cayman Riders. I guess someone is. They keep making them, right? They're in deep for the Cayman Riders. And what surprised me was when I went to Hong Kong, they were just sitting around at Toy Hunters on discount. I was like, oh, I thought they would be popular here. I don't know. Blue Tattoos here. Hey, everyone. Hello, Blue. How are you? Happy Friday. We've got Valkyrie. Good evening, Helen. I hope all is well. I'm good, thank you. How are you? Hope your Friday's going well. Keith says, for me, it's big chap. Have to get that since I have a connection with the franchise, which my dad introduced me to. Oh, that's nice that you've got that connection. It's funny because my connection with my dad was why I got into basketball, and not a lot of people know that, but it's so, like, I always have such a, it's a very sentimental thing for me now because that's something we shared, like, when I was a kid. So that's nice. It's nice that you can have that. Yeah, that's so cool. That's lovely. AJ also, Big Chap is the only one I'm pre-ordering, but I can totally understand the excitement for some of the other figures just cutting down a bit on this side. Yeah, I can understand that too. It's funny, I went through my list of pre-orders and I have about 15 figures, which is not typical for me. I'm not someone who normally has a lot of pre-orders, but I know I'm also not going into new lines lightly, particularly when I'm trying to work out what the final configuration of this room is. So I don't want to commit and then, like, where am I going to display it? And I also don't want to be that person who's buying a thing and then I've got nowhere to put it. It's just going to sit in the box. Like, that just feels, it's not how I want to collect. So I can totally get that. Adam Doom, morning, Helen and chat. Morning to you. Good evening for me. Helen with the Two-Face influencer batch, hardly. I mean, hey, if Kit wants to send me stuff early, but that's the bummer without, like, Joel around, right? Because he was like, it was so interesting talking to him because he was saying to me that within China, you can get post the same day it's posted. So things would release, he would get them the same day. So he would always do his preview videos, and he's obviously taking his break. So I don't know that anybody's really getting them early anymore. So this is what surprised me, because there used to be, like, Joelle would do the video and there was someone who, I'm trying to remember what their name is and I cannot remember, would do photos, and you would often see a lot of the third-party figures early, like, through those guys. But I've just seen nothing about the Two-Face. So interesting. Yeah, I also don't, it's funny because I got Two-Face and then I was like, oh, should I do a review about it this weekend as well? Because, like, I'm doing the unboxing, but should I do a review? But I'm like, I don't feel like I'm a particularly good reviewer. So I'm like, do people want that? Do people need that? I don't know. If you think I should also do a formal review, like, I am open to feedback and comments, because I just, I don't feel like I've got the right setup for it. Like, I don't know that my footage gives things the justice they deserve. I felt that way when I was doing my Armory unboxing, but as I say, I'm doing my best. That's all I can do. Tremble Dust is here. Hey, people, happy Friday to all that it applies. I think that's most of us here so far. Unless Ash Chase is here, because it's already Saturday for Ash. But otherwise, unless you're on the east coast of Australia, New Zealand, and some, I think, Pacific nations, I think most of us are in Friday land. Batman Collectibles is here. Hello, good evening. Can't wait to see that Two-Face. Me too. I will say, from engineering, that Robocain is the piece that amazes me. It has, according to Hot Toys information, 100 points of articulation. Really? And this is where I need some participation, because is Helen up on the details of all the things? No. Helen tried to cram like it was a high school exam before this stream. Yeah. Let's say I'm in a funny mood today, so this could be a car crash. Oh, Keith, thank you. Happy to support Helen, guys. It's a $1 a month or $12 a year for about 100 hours of content. It's a no-brainer. Support the channel. I mean, I literally just went, what is the lowest thing? And it was $1. And I just went, well, it's there as a token thing. If people want to, if they don't. I know some people charge more, but then I also, I feel like I also need to, like, establish, like, what other perks do people get? because I've been trying to sell some figures and it's not going well. And I'm like, I might give them away to my channel members. Like, I might set if you've been a member for so many consecutive months, you can go into the draw to win, I don't know, something, cool prizes. But I need to work that out. But thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it is $12 a year if you feel so inclined. I stream most weeks. I feel like I do 3 out of 4 weeks, which is not bad given I'm on my own. Weeks like this week are like, oh, should I get a co-host? I don't know. I have no idea. But speaking of, I hope some people tuned into Two Great Geeks last week over on Costa's channel. That was a lot of fun. That was a pretty mega stream. My goodness, I think we went for like 3 hours plus. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed chatting to Costa. Dr. Nose here. Hi, Helen and fellow collectors. Hello to you. Hot Toys have dropped a lot in a couple of weeks. I'm sure there's loads more to come, i.e. Star Wars. Oh, look. The Star Wars. But yeah, it's I said it, it's the year of feast or famine. We either get a ton of stuff or nothing. There's no rhyme or reason with Howie Claus. Oh, Raymond says, I got my Two-Face from a Belgium retailer. Usually it's shipped by boat. Okay, and on average, Hot Toys take 4 to 5 months. Not sure on third party. You may be first on YouTube to review him. Potentially if I do it. But yeah, I understand that because pop culture is a bit the same. They get all their stuff by boat. So it takes a while. So I totally understand it. Speaking of one man's hobby, a YouTuber 12-inch Moose Stream had shared he's actually got a refund from them earlier in the week. Oh, interesting. Was that from William directly or through PayPal? Because I know some people have been able to get refunds through PayPal and through their bank. They've actually used screenshots from the group and like clips from YouTube videos to kind of show, hey, this guy skipped the country. Like, he's not been heard of in months. So yeah, I'd be interested to know how he did it because yeah, anyone who can get a refund, that's totally a win at this stage. I didn't love the Black Sun figures. That was an Amazon commission series that was super violent. Okay, Kamen Rider Black is the most popular series from that to this day. Rider runs to this day. Okay, I know nothing about Kamen Riders. Caustic Plastic is bringing the heat with Conan, Jareth, and that Eric Draven Crow. I saw the Conan. It looked super impressive. I'm not going to talk about that stuff though because this is going to be a long stream. I think the only two I'll probably get will be Murphy and Robocain. Those two are the main ones I really liked. Channel members should be able to virtually pet Shuri. Oh, Shuri, did you hear that? Do you want pats? Shuri doesn't even really like me touching her. She's a touch me with your eyes kind of a gal, but it's funny because whenever I set up on my desk to take photos, she's in. She needs to know what I'm doing, where I am. Maybe I could do like Shuri, look at her. Look at this little monkey right here. Maybe I could put all my Shuri outtakes as a channel member perk because with the unboxing, there was more than one. And I picked the most dramatic one, which was when I thought she was coming at the accessories. So we could do some Shuri related perks. We could totally do that. I think he shared it was PayPal. Fair enough. Because I have heard people that even were a little bit outside of the PayPal window have been able to get some refunds. So let's do the PSA, guys, because in 2025, William Wang, where is he? We don't know. Is he delivering your figures? Probably not. So if you have ability to get recourse, do it. Do it while you can. And I will share my usual reminder that if you have pre-ordered the Jazz Inc. Catwoman, you are able to transfer that directly to Jazz Inc. You just need to provide them with proof of your deposit paid to William. I know a number of Australian collectors that have done that. So at least you can get some recourse on that figure. It still bugs me to this day that website is up and taking orders. And I'm just at a loss at this point. Like, where is he? Hong Kong, China? We don't know. But all this promise of I'll get back to people, I'm going to make good. The trust is gone. The trust is absolutely gone. So I know that my regulars know this. You're like, Helen, we know this. In case someone new comes along, it's not familiar. I mentioned this in many streams. But just trust me when I say there are so many other retailers out there that you can use to buy figures. 1/6 Kit, Giant Toys, Sideshow, Pop Culture if you're in Australia, whatever. Don't even roll the dice with this place because it's going to end badly. Allegedly, because I don't know if he's a litigious man, but I'm not saying anything that's not true or factual, guys. I'm not. I agree, Creathly. Is that to have virtual pats with Shuri? Maybe we could arrange that. She's a very cute girl. I do love my little Shuri. This year, ACGHK was very easy on the wallet for me. Easy skips, Robo and Cain tempted, but got the Robocop 3 and would rather get a new ED209 if they do that than Cain. That's fair enough. And this is where like I love coming on the stream because I'm like, is it just me that felt a bit, I don't know. That's why I like to chat with you guys and get, your sentiment. I saw someone who posted up about William Wang was trustworthy just a few days ago. And this is the problem. There's still people that vouch for the guy. And I have to wonder, are these people that have pre-orders with him or are they just his friends? Because even within his own Facebook group, his friends who used to be very vocal defenders have gone very quiet. Cannot be found. So I wouldn't like the website's not replying. At one point, it was his mum who was replying to people. He's not replying to people. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Hello, Aaron. Are you considering the bank robber Joker, Helen? That's the question of the week. I've had so many people go, oh my God, bank robber Joker, are you excited? Not really. I have two. I have the Hot Toys 2.0 and I have the Topo one. The Topo one is actually the one I use in my display because the Hot Toys has the yellowing on the shirt. And I feel like, have they done anything different? And this is where I'd like to know, is it a magnetic shirt where it's not going to yellow? That might tempt me. I just don't feel like there's enough new things. And I feel like for me, I would be like, I'd totally look for that head sculpt loose. But the whole figure, I don't know that I want to buy it again, if I'm honest. Like, I like the head sculpt. I like both the artisan and the sculpted head sculpt, but I don't know that I want to buy a whole other figure. I literally have 9 6-scale Heath Ledger Jokers. And we all know that the Joker I really want is the nurse that no one appears to want to make for me. So I just feel like at this stage, no. Like, unless I had some kind of greater information as to that shirt. But I do like the Topo one. So I don't know. At this stage, it's there's nothing from ACGHK that interests me. That's the honest truth. I don't think I will get it. I think I'll hunt down the head sculpt. Maybe it was Wang under an alias at Trustworthy. Yeah, maybe. It's his website being up that's the problem. 100%. 100%. Do we even know if he's alive? Well, Blue Tattoo, it's been a long time since he's had any communication. So I don't know. And I mean, I hope he is. I'm not wishing anything that drastic. I know some people are being a bit extreme with what they're saying. But this is the thing. Like, he's just hardly saying anything. And now his mum, who we believe it was his mum who was answering emails, has stopped doing that. Someone in Australia, and I do not advocate for this, went to the extreme of going to his former residence where his ex-partner lives. Which I personally just think she's got nothing to do with this. Don't be doing that. And I'm pretty sure like she hasn't really heard from him either. So it doesn't sound like he's communicating with anyone. The last thing was him saying he's moved next to his factory near China. So I don't know if anybody, I've not heard of anybody recently saying they've received anything either. So I really have no idea. Mike, hey everyone, hope you all had a great week. I'm so happy nothing announced this week is for me, as I have your favorite character Helen coming next week. Commander Cody. Oh, how did you know? I love Commander Cody as much as I love orange chocolate. Lol. All the lols. Got some people chatting. Always good. According to InArt, Warner Brothers would not allow them to make a Nurse Joker, so I assume Hot Toys can't either. Shame. Well, this is the thing, Raymond, and I always say this. Daniel, who is the guy who does the J&D videos, he was asked, and he said there's no such restriction. So who do we believe? I don't know. I'm putting my hope in Topo, because Topo did say they were going to do a Nurse Joker. So my hope is in third-party companies at the moment. So if Topo comes through with that Nurse Joker, that will be of interest to me, because I have not found a necklace Joker sculpt to put a seamless body. So I've got my kit bash and it's making do for now, but I would really love seamless. And now I've had that power pose Bruce Wayne, I'm like, even if someone wanted to do it in kind of a statue format, I would completely be down for that. Kareem's here. Hello. Just made it. Glad to see you. Helen, hope all is well. Can't wait to get my Mars Two-Face already shipped from Kit. Mine's here. Can't wait to open it. But so lovely to see you live in the chat. Kareem is always catching on the replay, which I appreciate it. So many people watch the replay, which is quite a commitment because these streams are never long. So I appreciate that. Whispers to the universe, Nurse Joker, do it. I know, right? I'm hoping Topo comes through for us, but they are a little bit slow. But I can only hope. Except for some eye candy I saw on the street when I went to the office this week. Not really. Oh, sorry, that's not for me. I will say, though, not planning on getting the Hot Toys Fantastic Four figures, but that thing looks pretty good to me. Yeah, I think it looks great. I have to say, from ACGHK, there was a photo of Thing and Herbie, and I was like, oh, why didn't Herbie come with Thing? But I thought it looked cool. I did see the movie. Did enjoy the movie a lot more than I thought I would. I'll be honest. As I said to you guys, when we had all the figure announcements, I was like, I don't know anything about them. I have like no excitement, hype, anything for this movie. But I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to spoil anything because I appreciate it's not been in the cinema that long. But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And I feel like what I've seen from the Thunderbolts and now the Fantastic Four, it feels like we've rebounded quite strongly from some not so great Marvel properties. Don't get me started on Ironheart because my goodness, I will never watch that again. Ouch, Helen, going for the orange chocolate this early. Well, I mean, you went to the Star Wars, my friend. Again, Daniel seems to have no clue and is just talking out of his I have heard Warner Brothers has been adamant about no Nurse Joker. Reasons seem to be very odd. Look, that's why I said if a third-party company wants to do it and do it well, I feel like Topo could be that place. So if they do it, I'm very interested to give someone my money. I saw the pricing for J&D Two-Face 2-pack, $13.99. Not too bad considering Jazz Inc. Penguin 2-pack is $11.99. Did anybody see the prices on Kit's website? Too rich for my blood. My goodness. It was up there. And I think there was only like a 48-hour window to order. So I'm assuming, is there some like restriction on where you can order it from J&D directly? Because I just looked at it and I was like, it's a lot of money for dude in a suit. And I know the Two-Face looks really good, but I was just like, no, not for me. Don't quote me, but from what I heard, Warner Brothers says they don't want a Nurse Joker as character was shown blowing up a hospital. Yeah, there's lots of theories as to why. So I totally get it. Ali, hello. Good morning. Have you discussed the Smooth Criminal Michael Jackson InArt announcement? I'm so excited. Not yet. It's coming up. Let's move on from William Wang because I cannot. But we will talk about 2 Michael Jackson related things, believe it or not. I need to see the Fantastic Four movie. I'm worried I might get the Fantastic Four line, but I did not care for the vinyl Galactus. It's interesting. I really thought it looked good based on the in-hand pictures. I didn't know what to expect, but I thought it was looking pretty nice. It's just space, like that thing's gigantic. I got to admit, when I saw Hot Toys drop just about all the characters, I couldn't help asking where are the team members from the Thunderbolts? Drop multiple team members from other franchises. Yeah, this is a great question, and I keep thinking that sadly we're only going to get Yelena, and this is my thing with ACGHK. This is where I was really hoping, like, show me Red Guardian. Show me John Walker. Show me Ghost. Show me one more Thunderbolt. Show me something that you haven't already announced that I wasn't expecting. That's what I was hoping for. And it was like there was no surprises. There was nothing new. And that's what I come to expect from some of these events. Because like things like Sideshow Con, we don't get that anymore. Like everything they show is stuff we already know. So having that, something new, something exciting, like the curveball we weren't expecting, like we just don't get that anymore. Or we didn't get it this year, I should say. And I was quite, I just felt quite let down by that. JB's here, afternoon. Robocop baby. Sure. Galactus makes my Venom 2 look like a mini-me figure in comparison. I'm sure it would. Man, listen, I have a plan for a Thunderbolts display, but before we get is Yelena, those display pans will be cancelled. It makes no sense to me to just get Yelena. Yeah, I'm a bit the same. I literally have been contemplating kit bashing a Bucky to go with Yelena if I need to. I really thought we'd at least get Yelena and Alexi. But the longer this goes, the more I'm just thinking, I don't know that we're getting anything aside from Yelena, and that makes me sad. And that's just it, Helen. HT did show a prototype for Red Guardian. What happened? And that's the thing, like, in the images from the figures from the Black Widow movie, you saw Red Guardian. So we all thought it was coming. So a prototype exists. And now he's been in 2 movies. Just make it. Wow, I just saw J&D Two-Face 2-pack on kit is $2,138. That's pricey, yeah. And should we work out what that is in Australian dollary, dudes? Because, we're up to a whopping 65 US cents to the dollar. So we're practically rolling in it. That is 3,257 Australian dollars. It's a no from me. It's a no from me. Hello, Helen. My year is fulfilled with my dream figure Kane. Well, that's so cool, Gilbert. How you doing? Nice to see you in the chat. Helen, you're so correct about Sideshow. I was let down this year by that con. And that's the thing, like, because my understanding is, if I'm remembering correctly, like, Sideshow doesn't go to SDCC anymore. They don't exhibit the way they used to. They just do the online Sideshow Con. And I looked on YouTube to see what the coverage was and what the things were, and I was like, we know. And I feel like it was maybe like that last year as well. Like there were no real surprises or things we weren't expecting. So I didn't even watch any of their content this year, because from what I saw from posts and whatnot, I was like, cool, guys, we know this is not, like, this might be news to people who are very, like, passive or casual collectors, but for those of us who are really into the hobby, you're watching streams, you're in Facebook groups, like, everything that they shared. There was no surprises. This Joel and Ellie look great. I'm not even a big fan of The Last of Us. Well, I mean, I think this is the Joel and Ellie people wanted Hot Toys to make, which is why I've included it. So, LimToys, who, from my understanding, take a long time to release stuff. I've never bought anything from LimToys, but I did think it's a smart move doing The Last of Us figures from the video game. The TV show, very divisive. Not going to go there. I don't know. Has enough time passed to talk about The Last of Us? I don't know, because I have not played the video game. That story in season 2 did not go where I thought it was going to go, and it felt like a big drop off from season 1. Season 1 was incredible in my eyes, but season 2, I'd like a Ghost figure, Walker, definitely a Red Guardian. If none of them are revealed, I see it hurting sales of Yelena. Maybe figure was just made out of larger contract. Well, and that's what I think as well. Like people want companion pieces, right? Who are you displaying her with? That's why I was thinking, could I grab the Civil War Bucky and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier Bucky and combine them? Because I feel like the hair from Civil War is probably similar to what he had in Thunderbolts. And then I could use the body from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And most of the outfit would be similar. It's probably just finding him like a black t-shirt with the sleeve. So that's why I was like, oh, could I just kit bash him? Would have been great to have seen another Thunderbolt, but we did not. Yeah, and a proto for Nightwing too. Where is he? I want an Anne Lewis character from Robocop. I have not seen Robocop, so I cannot add to this. I'm very sorry. God bless anyone who wants to invest their collection to the tune of $1,000 or more. I just can't justify it for my own. That is absolutely fair enough. Hitting the thumbs up button is free. It sure is, Dr. No. It's free. It would make me happy. Subscribing is free as well if you're here and you're enjoying what you see. I'd appreciate it. Sideshow Con was underwhelming in terms of announcements and promotions. It's the same crap they can't move for the last 2-3 years. Okay, so not just myself who has that feelings about Sideshow Con. That's good to know. It's good to know. Cousin Anthony is here. Happy Friday, everyone. These two from LimToys look great, except for the Joel hair. Oh, really? Okay. I've not played the game. Cousin Anthony has played the game, so I feel like if he feels that way, it's probably an accurate statement. Kareem, the Robocain is coming home with me day 1 PO. Yeah, a lot of people are hyped about the Robocain. And still no Gambit and Elektra reveal from Deadpool and Wolverine. And this is the thing, like, wouldn't it have been cool at ACGHK to have had the Resistance on display and have Gambit and Elektra like that? Would have been cool. That would have made people so happy. Anne Lewis coming out from Present Toys soon. Okay, there you go. Present Toys feel like they're a bit hit and miss, though. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. I do not own anything they've made. I feel like they plan on releasing figures and then they see the box office re-Thunderbolts and withdraw from releasing them because they don't think they will sell. Yeah, I mean, I totally get that. I could have pictured them doing characters that could go in multiple displays, because like a John Walker, sure, that can go in Thunderbolts, but it could also go in like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Red Guardian can go in multiple displays. Bucky can go in multiple displays. Ghost can go into multiple displays. So I felt, I don't know, it obviously doesn't factor in because, I'm sitting here posting photos of Okoye every announcement because where is she? So Howie Claus, he works in mysterious ways. Haven't seen all of the Sideshow Con vids, but what I saw, yeah. Yeah, Present Toys is a bit hit and miss for sure. I thought so. So LimToys, Joel and Ellie, figures look cool to me, and they come with a ton of stuff. So with Joel, you get like some swap out forearms with like what looks like a seamless wrist, which is really cool. Rolling eyes. I love that third-party companies are getting into rolling eyes. I like that it's not just a Hot Toys thing. So I do think that's super cool. Lots of weapons. You've got a bit of an interesting display base there. the gas mask, which you don't really see them wear much in the show, but my understanding is it's a bit more of a prominent thing in the video games. So they've kind of changed that a little bit for the TV show. A brick, who doesn't want a 6-scale brick? What a fun accessory. Backpack, all that kind of stuff, and you can have him in either the sort of summer or the winter outfit if you want to have him with the coat. Ellie, I think this is probably a lot of people's preferred version of Ellie. Like, two really good expressions, like really emotive. I really like that. And even the bite on the arm, that looks pretty well detailed as well. So that looks pretty cool. Like a brick as well. Have fun. Ton of accessories as well. Looks really good, and it's interesting because I do wonder if Hot Toys will go down the video game line for The Last of Us at some point, because they do have, I feel like they're putting a little bit more effort into the video game line. But then part of me is like, is that just limited to Spider-Man and Arkham? Because if you've got the license, would you not be trying to get it for both properties, like for the video game and for the TV series? I don't know. But I also think it's cool that they're doing a clicker. I do think that's great. You can have a really nice video game, The Last of Us display. And I know there were some people based on, I think, a breadcrumb bar on the Sideshow website going, oh, Hot Toys is making Ellie and a clicker as well. I can picture a world where some people maybe just want the Joel from Hot Toys. Or maybe they just go all in on LimToys. I don't know. But based on what people have said about LimToys, I feel like the Hot Toys one will be out a lot quicker before the LimToys one will. Oh, everybody saying justice for Okoye. Love you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Totally justice for Okoye. I still feel like I just want to go to Hong Kong and hold up my little placard outside their office and hope I don't get arrested. I feel like we won't see any more Superman figures since internationally it has not been doing great. I would like a Mr. Terrific. I'm getting InArt Superman. Yeah, I think a lot of people would like Mr. And that's another one. Like, Mr. Terrific, someone else from that movie. Nothing. InArt said they're thinking about it, but by the time they do something, it'll be a while. Looks cool, not a huge fan, but I've heard the company has a good rep, happy for those who want it. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who'd be quite happy with these. Plus this one doesn't have any Pedro Pascal stash. Well, a lot of people like Pedro and his stash. I'm also getting InArt Superman, better head sculpt, 2 of them, better dog. The dog is definitely better. I like bits of each, and there's bits of each I don't like. It's interesting. I'm kind of glad it's not a character I feel like I need, because if it was me, I would be very torn as to which one I would want in my collection, because, as I say, mixed bag. 2 Michael Jackson announcements in a week. I did not have that on my bingo card. I don't know how to feel about Michael Jackson figures. I know people like him as a musical artist, very divisive figure. So if this is for you, great. I pass no judgment. But we have Big Dog Studio. I do not know Big Dog Studio. What have they made in the past? I could not tell you. But, you know, they've come up with the Thriller Dancer, which is a lovely third-party name, not as good as Jewel Face. So they're doing this Michael Jackson figure, and if I'm remembering correctly, I feel like Hot Toys maybe did the sort of red leather version. I feel like I saw that at Secret Base. It's an option if you so desire, and I think what we're seeing with InArt doing different iterations of his different costumes, I have to feel like surely at some stage they're doing Thriller, right? They can't, in my mind, I would have thought that's got to be coming if they're doing lots of different looks for MJ. So this is an option. As I say, not familiar with this company, but I saw Kit share a picture of it in his Facebook group. So I thought I would just pop it in the slides for anyone who is into Michael Jackson looking to add to add to their collection. Tremble Dust is down with the MJ Thriller. That's fair enough. I have the Hot Toys Thriller as it was my first ever figure. Oh, really? Don't need this one, though. Zombie looks okay, but the other one looks a bit rough. Well, we roll the dice on the third party. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. I wait for InArt. Yeah, I have to, as I said, I have to think, given they seem to be doing multiple iterations of Michael Jackson, surely Thriller's got to be coming up, right? Waiting for the InArt MJ that just released, going to get Smooth Criminal 2, I think. Kareem, have you seen the diorama from Woo Studios? The like lighting background diorama? I really thought the InArt figure looked fantastic against that. The InArt diorama with like that box at the bottom, I didn't feel like that looked as like the Woo Studios one looks like a stage. Like it looks, when you've got the figure there and the photos, it looks very like realistic and immersive to me. Whereas the InArt one, where it's like that box and then the stage is like, a little piece that sits in front of it, didn't look as finished to me. So I wonder if you have seen that and if that is something that interests you. Least Big Dog seems to be paying attention to what collectors have said they want. I definitely have heard a few people mention a Thriller and Werewolf MJ. 100%. And this is where I know some people bag out third parties, but I feel like they fill in the gaps in collections, right? So I judge figures in hand when I see them. I don't judge them by, is it third party, is it this company, is it that company? If it looks cool and it looks like it's of a standard where it fits in with my display, that's probably the main thing. I don't really care the brand. If I feel like I can display it next to my Hot Toys figures and it's not going to stand out like a sore thumb, then that's what matters to me the most. My first InArt will be MJ Smooth Criminal. I thought my first one would be Wonder Woman. I mean, I thought I'd have an InArt Dark Knight by now, Gilbert. I think we thought a lot of things about InArt, but yeah. Where is it all? I don't know. Seriously considering the Smooth Criminal from InArt, more nostalgia for the MJ Nintendo game back in the day, and that's one of my favorite songs from him. Oh, okay, fair enough. 2 ticks. I do a lot of talking. No offense, I have the Cap Marvel fig. I'm not surprised at declining free offer. Oh, that's not for me, but lol. Yeah, Captain Marvel figure doesn't hold its value, and that's fine. I have several of them. Yes, I've seen that diorama. InArt diorama looks a bit flimsy. Not sure I have enough space, though. Yeah, that's fair enough. It looks substantial, and I guess the good thing with the InArt one is that it is modular, so you can pick which elements you use. So that's fair enough. InArt, bless them. Bless their cotton socks. They felt a bit left out because everyone was at ACGHK or Sideshow Con and showing stuff, and they dropped a teaser. Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminal. Pre-orders start in 4 days' time. It's the 25th of July. This is one of their global licenses, so anybody can order this through them directly, which is always a plus, right? Sometimes InArt does do exclusive items that you only get if you order from them directly, so I don't know if that will be the case for this. This is all they showed us by the time I was putting my slides together, and I was frantically doing that and was like, if everyone can stop posting more photos, that'd be great. So yeah, obviously a lot of people seem to have some hype and excitement for it. As I said, not particularly for me. But as I said, if people are into Michael Jackson, they want that, you go for it. I don't really have much more to say on the Michael Jackson. I don't know if anybody has anything else they want to add about the MJ thing, but I have to think if they've got, you know, the likeness rights and they've got the deal going with the estate, as I said, I feel like they're going to keep going down the line. So, like, if you are interested in Michael Jackson, like obviously a lot of people are interested in Thriller, like what other versions are you wanting them to do? I'm keen to know, because I guess I'm wondering, like, potentially how big could an InArt Michael Jackson line be? Are we talking 3 figures, 5 figures? I don't know. But I would be interested to know, like, if you've got the first one, are you interested in more? How many would you be prepared to get? I don't know. I don't know, Shuri. I'm waiting for them to tell me, darling. I really wish you guys could hear the little noises that Shuri makes. She doesn't have much of a voice, so she's not very loud. What are you doing? You're looking at Two-Face. You gonna come up? You gonna say hello? She's deciding. Hey, Bubby. She's just off screen, and I'm giving her a little bit of a pat because she's lovely. These are all your virtual pats from my subscribers and channel members. Oh, really? You're not sure how you feel about virtual pats? That's okay. You can make your mind up later. Keith, I've just patted her for you. MJ and Bubbles 2-pack. Oh my God, how did I not think of Bubbles? Far out. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. I mean, I think InArt looks like they do creatures better than Hot Toys does. So I feel like they'd be a better place to make Bubbles compared to Hot Toys. I'm just trying to work out which comments are for me to read out and which are just people chatting amongst each other. Is Michael Jackson still divisive for people given his legal issues, or are they willing to accept the acquittal and focus on the music? That might be the thing that makes people hesitate, not sure. Well, this is the thing. Like, I remember when InArt announced the first Michael Jackson figure, I was probably a little bit surprised by how much excitement there was. I don't know. For me, I'm like, I feel like the music's amazing, but the person, I still think he is divisive. Like, at least for me, he is divisive. But I don't know if it's people willing to, like, separate that. They don't think it's an issue. I don't really know. So that's why I'm kind of like, some of these licenses that InArt's going all in on, like Michael Jackson and Harry Potter, I'm like, are these big volume figures? I don't know. Like, this is where I'd love to know, like, how many Michael Jacksons did you make? Like, how many people ordered that? Like, from what I feel like we've heard, the Harry Potter figures haven't been huge as far as pre-order numbers, but they're still going on with that line. They're going very deep into that line. Does Michael Jackson have a bigger appeal? I don't know. Like, I'm genuinely interested to know. Like, things that I am not interested in, I still am keen to know what other people think and if they are popular. Jay Hunter review. Well, hello. Looking forward to Billie Jean Beat It Bad. Okay. So this could be quite a big line then. I wonder if they will do all of those. Maybe there's more of an MJ appeal in Asia. Yeah, I mean, that's what we don't know. Like, that could very well be the case. That could be the case. Anyways, InArt, they wanted some attention and love, and they dropped this teaser's the word. Let's move on, because Helen also has an unboxing to do. ACGHK. So many people have blessed us with photos, so thank you. I have credited where I got these photos from, because I feel like that's only fair. There's sort of 4 main sources that I got images from. One of them being Hot Toys Madman, who has a Facebook page. They post a lot of figure-related content. They seem to go to events like this. So a handy page that I follow in general. So, oh no, that's not for me. And the reason I included this picture, which is like, why is this included? Because it has the Human Torch, and it has some writing in Chinese. So I got Google Translate, and I was like, what does this say? It literally says Human Torch coming soon. So he's coming, which is good, because I feel like, and I'm hoping this is not a spoiler, I don't really feel like there was any weak links within that Fantastic Four team. So I'm glad they're doing the whole team, because I just like Hot Toys to complete something. So yeah, this was a bit of a preview as to what people could see. They did originally say there would be some copies of the Superman figure at the con. They've since changed their mind on that, so no one will be getting that Superman anytime soon. But there are, I think, some limited numbers of certain figures that will be available to purchase. And Hot Toys did also share some pictures, official pictures from them, I want to say maybe an hour ago. So I've tried to weave some of those through here. So you can't just have the Fantastic Three and one possible. Well, I have to think they're making it, because why would you put it on this banner with coming soon? Like, surely. I was unaware some figures shown would release now at ACGHK. Saw two girls, also two vids up for Bond and Cayman figures. Yeah, no, there was limited numbers of certain figures. And I think there was originally meant to be like 100 copies of the Superman. And now there's not. So I don't know if they're still refining things, what they're doing. But I'm pretty sure it was the James Bond. I think there were some of the Cayman Riders. I'm trying to remember what else. I'm really bad at remembering this stuff because it's 11 o'clock on a Friday. I don't know a lot about Cayman Riders. I don't know if they interest people. They interest Sharon. I don't know if anybody else is into them. Oh, Keith says Sideshow dropped the Fantastic 3 on their site. Well, hopefully Johnny's not too far behind. Kyle's here, can't watch live, but we'll catch the replay. Thank you for coming to say hello, Kyle. I hope you're doing well. Speaking of the Fantastic 3, I just got notification that for PO. Yeah. If anybody has it handy, what are they selling the Galactus for? Because I think last week we were estimating it's maybe going to be about $350 US. So I would be interested, because that would be a lot cheaper than I would expect for a figure of that size. So Cayman Riders, a bike, Cayman Riders, some other dude is here, Cayman Riders, or I don't know. This is where I feel like I probably should have bundled all the ACGHK stuff that I don't really know or care about into a 60 seconds. But I'm just saving that for Star Wars because that's my favorite. They are there. They are available. These are photos from Hot Toys, so you can see more of their photos on their official Facebook page. And then I think this is, from what you guys are telling me, two of the more popular things that we saw. So we saw Robocain and Robocop. A lot of accessories coming with the Robocop. So you've got swap out head sculpt. You've got a whole bunch of accessories. Do I know what they are? Not really, guys, because I haven't seen Robocop, fun fact. Is there 3 of them? I think there's 3 of them. This is why I should have done it in 60 seconds, because I could have just rifled my way through, but now I've got to talk about stuff. But was someone saying that, is it Robocain has 100 points of articulation? Is that correct? Because that thing has a very interesting design. So to have that much articulation, really? I would worry about it having that many moving parts. Cayman Riders in 60 seconds ago. I should have done ACGHK in 60 seconds, like, honestly. If I was a smarter person, that's what I would have done, but I'm not a smarter person, so here we are. Suffering together through Helen trying to talk about stuff that she doesn't know. But yeah, I mean, as I say, They look impressive to me. Not for me, and that's fine. Not everything has to be for me. More photos from Hot Toys. So Death Stranding 2 video game, which was another thing they showed us before the con. So we've got Sam, artisan and sculpted hair version. And when I saw this, I 100%, my mind went to Bob Dylan's going to pick this up to kit bash. Is Norman Reedus his name? Is that his name? I'm so bad with names. Character from Ballerina. And then I went, oh, I wonder if he's going to kit bash him from Ballerina. And I was like, do I want to kit bash him from Ballerina? I don't know that I do. But where is Ballerina? That's another one. It would have been so cool to see Eve Macaro, the ballerina. That would have been nice to have seen the ballerina at ACGHK. They posted that teaser and crickets. But I do wonder, I'm assuming Bobby D is going to kit bash this dude from Ballerina. Totally clueless on Death Stranding as well. That's so good. I'm glad it's not just me. I actually thought it was Death Standing, and that's why I put this picture in, because it had the name of the video game. Because Lord knows I say so many things wrong and it upsets people. You def would need Loco Lou to do commentary on Kamen Riders. I don't think I've seen anything with Loco Lou. Apologies. I'm really not watching a lot at the moment. As I say, I'm in a funny mood. I need that Robocain. Definitely watch Robocop 1 and 2 over 100 moving parts on that Robocain. Okay, so that is right. Goodness. What's it streaming on? I have to say, the one I have been tempted to watch is Alien, the first one. I still haven't done that, but one day maybe. $3.15 for Galactus. Wow. Okay. I shudder to think how much the shipping would be with Sideshow. Thank you for looking that up, Keith. A standard Hot Toys figure for someone in the US, how much do they charge? Because they charge a kidney to send it to Australia. So I'm keen to know, what would the shipping on that be? But $3.15 is less than what we thought it would be. I remember someone said to me that, the Sideshow tax was 30%. And when we added 30% to the Hong Kong price, it was around $3.50, which I thought was pretty good, but $3.15 is even better. Crickets, you mean Kamen Riders? I don't even know what I said, Mike. It's in and it's gone. I'm POing the Robocop. It's my first one, and I like that it comes with a Peter Weller head sculpt, and I like the bluish purple color better than Robocop 1 silver. Not getting Robocain too big. That's fair enough. Let's go back. Everybody wants to talk about it. It is quite big, isn't it? Hey, Shuri. Alien Big Chap is coming home. Yeah, I feel like that's another one that people were quite hyped for. You're not alone, Helen. I haven't seen any of the Alien franchise. Look, the movies I haven't seen trigger a lot of people, but we'll save that for another day. Maybe I should do that as a YouTube video, and then everybody can just hate watch. $2.90 for Mr. Fantastic. Oh, okay. $2.90 for Sue Storm. And $3.20 for the DX versions that include Herbie. I love Herbie. I do love Herbie. Herbie's the new Grogu, everyone. Tell your friends. Everyone should have come with the Herbie so you could just army build little Herberts. Little Herbert robots. Oh. You could look at Robocop on Amazon Prime. Okay, thank you for that. I do not have a lot of subscriptions, so I never really know who has what. Big figures from Sideshow is $35 US. The vehicle is $40 to $50. Oh, okay. They just charge an arm and a leg because the Australia tax. Regular figure is $22. Okay. I feel like I am very spoiled because pop culture do free shipping for anything over $100 Australian, within Australia. which is anything Hot Toys. So I don't ever pay shipping, and I think I very much take that for granted. And then even with Kit, because all my third-party stuff I pretty much get from him, and shipping's built in. So in my mind, I don't really pay for shipping. So it feels like a very foreign concept to me. That's about accurate 30% Sideshow tax to ship within the States. At least for me living in New York and Sideshow being in California, it's about $20. Okay, that's not too bad. I haven't seen any Aliens or Star Wars movie shows either. Oh my God, Kareem, and you like basketball. I feel like we should be best friends. I feel like we have quite a bit in common. The only Herbie I'd consider is a VW Beetle. What is it? Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. Is that movie? My main concern with Kane is how top heavy he looks. Well, that's why I'm very surprised that he has 100 points of articulation, because those legs look a bit like there's not much there to hold everything up. So that would be my concern. I have HasLab Galactus, and I'm very happy with it. Total was $450, but it's way more accurate and came with 2 extra swap-out heads and 3 additional 12th scale articulated figures. Well, that sounds like you got quite a bit. I need to Costa unboxed his on Show Off last week. I need to finish that because I didn't get to that part of the stream. Helen, I'm glad you mentioned pop culture. Is it a place you can visit and purchase in person? It is not where I live. They're on the other side of Australia. So they're in Victoria. Their main shop is in a regional city called Geelong. I would like to go there one day. I had actually wondered, would they let me do a store tour? Because I feel like people would love to know what their shop looks like. So they have the main store, but they have a couple of smaller stores. And then what they do is we have 2 like convention franchises in Australia. So you've got Supernova, which is the main one, and Comic-Con. And they typically do exhibit at all of those cons. So you kind of get them coming, like we get them coming into town like twice a year. So you can buy from them direct. But I also would love to interview someone from pop culture. I tried once and they ghosted me, but I'm persistent because I tried to do it live and I thought, oh, maybe that was a put off to them. But I thought maybe if I do it pre-recorded, maybe. But I would love to, like, if I go to Victoria anytime soon, I would love to do a store tour. No, I've not. I've seen them at conventions, and actually the first figure I ever bought, I bought at the Supernova convention in Perth from the pop culture stand that they had. So no, I haven't. I really would like to go because it's not that far from Melbourne. I feel like I could hire a car or catch a train down there. So I think it would be a cool thing to do one day. Alien is my second favorite franchise next to Star Wars. That's probably why I'm going to get a 2300 dog Alien third scale statue from Prime One Studios. Wow, that's a lot. Named after Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, love basketball, my new bestie. Appreciate you. Just curious, is Sugo Toys closer to you than pop culture, or are they both the same area, more or less? So Sugo Toys is in Sydney, so further away. But it's a bummer because I was in Sydney when Sugo Toys was meant to open their first store. And I was like, oh, cool. Like I was there for the Basketball World Cup. So I was there for like 10 days. And I was like, this is so cool. And where they were opening their shop was like near where a friend of mine lives. So in my head, I had planned this all out to go check out their physical store. And then they delayed their shop opening. And then it was after I had left town. So I would have loved to have checked them out. But the stars didn't align. But yeah, so Melbourne is, I want to say like a 4-hour flight from Perth. And then Sydney's like a 5-hour flight. Which by Australian standards, like we don't even think of that as long. Which reminds me, because when I was in Texas last year, I caught a flight from Dallas to Portland. And I can't even remember how long that flight was. It was nothing. And I fly Southwest. And so they don't allocate seating, and that's fine. But I was sitting in a middle seat, and I didn't realize I was sitting between a couple. We got talking, and they were going somewhere for a wedding, and then one of their friends was on the flight, and he was like, "Oh, such a long flight." And they kind of looked over at me, knowing I had just come to Australia, and we all just had a bit of a laugh about the long flight. I was like, "Oh, 5 hours I can do in my sleep on a plane. That's fine." That's awesome. If you're able to do a tour vid, I definitely check it out. Yeah, I feel like there'd be interest, and I really would love to talk about like trends they've noticed in Hot Toys. And particularly, I'd love to know if they have had an uptick in like overseas sales, because I feel like a lot more people are aware of them compared to in the past. So there's so many things I'd love to ask them. So maybe I need to hit them up. Maybe I need to hit them up again. Akira's here, catching Shiro live. How are you? Nice to see you in the chat. I hope you're having a great Friday. That sucks at the opening of Sugo. Yeah, because Sugo, they actually, unlike pop culture, they sell like third-party figures and even things just like figure bodies and accessories. So I was really quite keen to check out their range in store, because we don't really have a lot of retailers in Australia that sell that kind of like third-party and kit bash stuff. So it would have been cool to check out, but it didn't eventuate. Maybe one day I'll get there. I'm seriously considering cancelling my Scorched Xenomorph and replacing it with the big chap. Hopefully Sideshow will give me back my NRD and rewards. If I do that and apply the rewards to big chap, well, my fingers are crossed for you. This is where I'm lucky, because again, pop culture will let you move your deposits around. And I've done that. Like, I've changed my mind on stuff, and I just message them and go, "Hey, can I cancel this and move this deposit over here to this other figure?" And they're completely down with that. So I feel like we're very lucky with pop culture. They're pretty accommodating. Death Stranding 2, whatever that is, video game. And as I said, Sam is getting the sculpted and the rooted treatment artisan. These photos are courtesy of Justin, who's over in Hong Kong. Lucky him. Yeah, I mean, video game character. I don't know a lot about him. Can't really add much. This Robocain looks good, but I'm a bit worried that it's top heavy because I don't ever see any shots without that stand. Well, I think that would be, yeah, I don't know that I'd be displaying it without the stand, to be honest. I wonder if the figure sits in the stand, because I don't really see like a waist grabber. So I wonder if it has, you know how some Iron Man figure have the pole and then there's like a rounded plastic piece it kind of sits in? I wonder if that's what they have done with this guy to give it that extra bit of support. Agree with pop culture. I find they are really flexible with NRDs and cancellations. They are. I think I've gotten, I want to say 97% of my Hot Toys through pop culture. Yes, the poll goes directly through it. Okay, I think that might help bear some of the load, maybe. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. Hopefully. All right, let's get past this guy. James Bond. Daniel Craig James Bond. Photos courtesy of Justin. I do love that backdrop. It feels very James Bond to me. I think it's a nice looking figure. Like, James Bond 100% is not for me. But I know there were some people that were preferring the commando look to the tuxedo. I think it looks nice. I think it looks very cool. I'm keen to see what other James Bond actors or iterations they might make. Because surely they're not only doing Daniel Craig, right? I somehow forgot Sideshow hit me with my latest payment plan for Black Widow. Which Black Widow? Oh, is that the Artisan? That must Iron Man 2 Artisan? Because that's the only Black Widow I can think of that is on pre-order. Alrighty. These three, big chap. Lots of people digging the big chap. And would it be Hot Toys if it wasn't, including Iron Man figures? And they love a suit-up Iron Man figure at the moment, Hot Toys, because guess that gives them an excuse to remake everything. But the one that piqued my interest, not because I want the figure, but from a functionality perspective, is that Superior Iron Man, because it's USB light up the entire figure and base through one cable. I think this is what we have wanted for the longest time. They've finally given it to us in a bit of a random choice. And I don't know if it's me, but that head sculpt feels like a mix between Howard Stark and Doctor Strange. That could very well be a hot take. That's how I feel. So I think it's the Mark III in the suit up and big chap. Bit of a interesting display having these three together. But as I said, that USB light up is something that really excites me from a, I guess, technology perspective from Hot Toys. And I hope that we start seeing this, not just USB light up, but one cable and it's lighting everything up, not something for the base, but then the figure needs batteries or vice versa. One cable, light it all up. I think that's a great way to do it. Superior Iron Man looks cool, but I see it being a fingerprint magnet. Quite possibly. I think you might be right there. Didn't realize how small Big Chap is compared to the Scorcher Xenomorph from Romulus. Oh, okay. I mean, Iron Man is on quite a high base, though. Those bases, it's like the bases from the Flash movie. They are quite high. I also don't know how big he is meant to be, so apologies. Yeah, Helen, the Superior Iron Man piqued my interest too from a functionality standpoint. I don't need any more Iron Man. Neither do I. But I would like to have my figures lit up. I need to find a way to do that, but not buying new Iron Man, because a die-cast Iron Man is about $750 in Australia, and I cannot. No Cheetos eating while handling this guy. Cheetos are delicious, though. The only one I like here is Superior Iron Man. It's something I'm interested in. That Superior Iron Man will be my first. Oh, really? First Iron Man? First figure? I'm assuming first Iron Man. That's cool. No one really needs an Iron Man. Well, maybe one. If you're a Marvel fan, maybe one. Maybe one. The photo of the Mark III is from Justin, and then the Superior Iron Man is from a page called Dragon Sim Collection on Facebook. Dragon Sim Collection had a lot of really cool photos. I did use quite a few of their photos. And then, as I said, Hot Toys posted a bunch of photos last minute. So I kind of was trying to pick what I thought were the best photos of each figure. But yeah, Dragon Sim Collection had some good coverage from the event as well. If you want to see more of these figures. But as I said, I don't know if it's just me, but that head sculpt, it feels a bit Howard Stark meets Doctor Strange. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, having that light up from one USB that looks like it plugs into the base, I think that's really cool. First Iron Man. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. I like the Superior Iron Man because it continues some of the comic-based figures like Venom, Doctor Doom, etc. They're continuing with more of them. Yeah, and I think there's definitely a a market and an interest for comic-based figures that are not based on actors. Yeah, I do believe that actors come and go in roles, but I think those comic representations can be a little bit more timeless. So I can totally get that. I just can't get into the suit up versions of Iron Man. It's hard enough putting my own clothes on, let alone helping Tony put on his armor. Look, I don't really know that I am into them, with the exception of, is it the Mark V with the racing suit? Like, I felt like that made sense because you see that transformation in the movie. I don't know that we need to do the suit up for every version of the suit. But Hot Toys, I guess they know they're going to sell, right? So that's why they keep doing it. But for me, I felt like totally made sense with the racing suit, Tony. For most other things, I kind of don't know how necessary they are. Tiny Art Guy, hello. Hi, Helen. Good to see you. Been a while due to work, being busy, but always watch and catch up. What I've missed. Have a great weekend. Oh, thank you. So lovely to see you in the chat. I hope you're doing well. Tiny Art Guy does amazing work. So he's on YouTube. He's on Instagram. Give a follow. It's free. It's free. Just like following and liking me is free. Fun fact. I know nothing on this. Thought it was Doctor Strange in a chrome suit. So I'm glad it's not just me who got Doctor Strange vibes from this, because that's exactly. I was like, oh, is this like the Iron Strange? Like, have we just made it chrome? Perhaps. Looks to be 2 USB. Saw a pic of it from the back, sort of. Cable looks to be going into the base and another to the back. Oh, really? I thought it said single USB-C. Don't be lying to us, Howie Claus. The suit up Mark III, no, just no for me. Would rather regular Mark III. That's fair enough. I'm surprised they haven't announced Mark 50 suit up version. Yeah, because then they could do tracksuit Tony. Like, you know how everybody kit bashed like it's like that funky camo, but it's got like orange piping tracksuit. And you could do suit up from tracksuit Tony to the Mark 50, if I'm remembering my movies correctly, which I may well not be. So don't at me if I'm wrong. Let me just be. Winman 42, the only Iron Man I have ordered is the Hono early comic representation. Zero interest in the MCU versions. That's fair enough, but as I say, like, some people don't want an actor. They prefer like a more comic or a more classic version, and I can totally understand that. I have a few Iron Man figures, majority on display, some in storage, a few I've sold. Mark 1 was one of the ones I sold. Are you regretting that? Because I feel like pop culture still has it, and I'm the worst at like connecting people like with stuff. Like in Two Great Geeks, I feel like Costa's like, oh, blah, 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 can't find it, sold out. And I'm like, no, it's here, no, it's there. So I feel like I'm like an unintentional enabler, because I just like to help people. So if someone mentions they want something and I've seen it, I'm like, no, it's here. So people need to tell me if they don't want me to do that, because otherwise I'm totally like, I'm like a figure concierge. I just want to help connect people to what they want. You might be right at single. I just noticed 2 cables. We shall see. Yeah, and this is the thing. I'm hoping we will eventually get a bit more footage, like from what I could see at the media event, which was on the Thursday. Very crowded, and I feel like they could only be in front of the figures. So I am keen to see more footage of what we are getting. So, Superman and Krypto. Superman photo from Hot Toys, Krypto from Justin. Krypto looks rough. I'm not going to lie. Like, the Krypto does not look great. Just like Goose the Cat didn't look great. But the thing I do think looks better is when I saw the promo photos for the Superman figure, the musculature, is that what you would say, of the body just seemed a bit much and not natural. Whereas this feels like it's maybe scaled down a little bit. So I don't know if it's scaled down a little bit or it's just a better photo. But I do think the body looks better than what we saw in the promo pictures. I still love that display base. I feel like the display base is a win for Hot Toys. I think it's very cool. And they've obviously got that magnetic function for the figure, so no flight pole is also very cool for Superman. So it would be interesting to see the final one, but as I said, Krypto. Although I hope they improve because I really want a Supergirl and Krypto. That's what I'm hoping we eventually get once they do the Supergirl movie. So don't let me down, Howie Claus. Give me Millie Alcock, Supergirl. Somewhat regret. Reason I sold it, it kind of didn't fit into the planned display I had in mind. Plus, I was like, let me use the money to get another fig. I can understand that. I ummed and ahed about that mech test when they did the 2.0 because it was such a grail and oh my god, like we're getting another go. And I did pre-order it, and that was one of the figures that I cancelled and transferred the deposit on for exactly that reason. I was like, where is it going? I'm not starting an Iron Man display. I do not have room for an Iron Man display. So I can understand that. There's a grey looking panel on the back of the Superior Iron Man. I think that's where the plug in the feature goes. Okay. Interesting. Deadpool Red Suit, hello. Mars Toys Two-Face cool. Can't wait for mine to ship. We're going to open him very soon because I also don't want a 5-hour stream as much as everybody seems to want a 24-hour stream. The base for Hot Toys looks nice. Krypto from InArt looks better. Yeah, I agree. I think I feel like I like the Hot Toys display base better. I like the InArt Krypto better. I like the color of the Hot Toy suit better, but I feel like the InArt body looks better. And I think for me, I do prefer the Hot Toys expression. Like, InArt, I know they've got 2 head sculpts, but I don't feel like they made the right choices expression-wise. Like, I really don't understand the closed eyes and the, it looks, what was it? Was it some, like, they had some justification, which I was like, you're just making stuff up. Like, it just seems like an odd expression to me. I think the second one should have been like a laser eyes or a smiling one. I don't see this as a stern Superman like the way Cavill was. So I do think Hot Toys expression is something I prefer. I think I prefer the hair on the Hot Toys one as well. So this is where I'm like, I'm glad I'm not wanting to buy it because I feel like I would just, neither one ticks all the boxes for me. So just my opinion. Did you like the Superman film, Helen? I did, Akira. I really enjoyed it. It was another one where I went in not really knowing what to expect. I typically haven't, I've watched Superman movies, and it's not that I hate the character. It's just not the superhero I really feel the strongest affinity to. That's definitely Batman. But I really enjoyed the film. I really liked, I feel like it had a really good tone for a Superman movie. And I thought the cast was really solid. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought really good casting. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It made me very hopeful as to what we're going to get from the DCU. And as I said, I'm really hyped to see Millie Alcock as Supergirl. So hyped. That little scene at the end was just, I loved it. I'm hoping Hot Toys makes her with Krypto. Tremble Dust says that was another one I sold mech test, excited to get it, and when it arrived, it was like, crap, won't work. Oh well, yeah, and that's why I'm very mindful before I go into any new lines because I know how limited my space is. I feel like I'm very much buying parts to go into existing collections rather than starting anything new. I'm probably having to sell my Airborne Trooper. A long-awaited trooper due to emergency vet visit. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Emergency vet visits are not fun, so I'm very sorry to hear that. But good on you for looking after your little, I'm assuming furry, maybe not furry, but your animal companion. responsible pet ownership is very important. So I understand. The second hit sculpt from InArt is kind of whatever. God, I sounded kind of New Zealand. InArt. Don't be New Zealandish. InArt should have a smiling sculpt rather than the closed eyes one. The closed eyes one will be difficult to post. Yeah, and that's the interesting thing, because I saw the movie knowing what the figures were going to be, and I just kept, like, in the movie going, like, but when does he have the closed eyes thing happening? And the answer is, like, never. So I don't know what they were thinking, and I thought their rationale of it gives a sense of divinity, or what they said. I was like, I don't think you know what you're talking about, so no. S-Beam's here. Hi, Helen. Hello, S-Beam. How are you? Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. Gonna have to put you on hold, Helen. The boss is coming. That's okay. That's totally fine. I'm gonna put you guys on hold for 2 ticks. It's a long day, and I do a lot of talking at work as well. Galactus. As I said, it was good to get some in-hand pictures of him from Dragon Sim Collection. As I said, really good Facebook page. I thought this looked pretty good. Like, the sentiment seems to be that the figure will probably be hollow and quite light. But I do think it looks good to me. I have no real questions about it. Like, having seen the movie, I was like, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. The little figures, I think it's a nice touch, but I think we didn't really get any close-ups of them, but from what we saw from the promo pictures, they did look a little bit rough. But I think it's cool that you get the Fantastic Four and the Silver Surfer. Like, I do think it's a nice touch, including the Silver Surfer figure in there as well. So that I give them a thumbs up for that. And yeah, only $3.15 at Sideshow. I am genuinely going to be quite interested to see what that will be at Pop Culture, because what's $3.15? So $3.15 is about $4.80. So if that's in the 500 range, that's not that far off from a standard Hot Toys figure. So I am keen to see how much this is going to go for in Australia. I think Soup's movie had a confusing main plot. I feel Fantastic Four is more straightforward. Big purple helmet is coming to eat us all. Let's stop him. It's fair enough. I think that's duplicate. The closed eye sculpt from InArt is so you can recreate the first promo image on the sofa putting on his boots. Oh, maybe. Superman had his eyes closed when he was kissing Miss Lane. Probably. Oh, Cat is fine now. Somehow he got fleas that had been made him. Oh, scratch like crazy. He got some medication. And he's now back to normal, sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. Well, that sounds a little bit like Shuri. Well, I'm glad your cat is doing better. Love Galactus, but don't know where to put him. I think that's a lot of people, Aaron. I will likely get him and solve that issue later. It feels like I will get this, and it's the only representation I need since I get everyone at once. Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to look at it. And I think depending on the display cases you have, because if you had something like a Detolf or is Blade in the new version, like if you take out a shelf, I'm assuming that's enough. I feel like it isn't a Detolf. I think if you took out a shelf, it would be. I don't know how much different height-wise the Bladen is, if it is at all. I feel like it's narrower. Could make it work. Pop Culture has some good deals. Galactus, I feel, may sit for a while and go bargain bin. Yeah, look, they do. And I mean, the thing that will be interesting is with something like this is how much stock do they actually get? Because with some figures that I thought might hang around, they did not. So I feel like they maybe don't get as much as they used to for the fact that they have had to bargain bin so many things. So this is where I do watch with a bit of interest, because I don't feel like as much stuff sits around compared to the past. I'm really shocked the thing is under 300. Yeah, me too. Like, I feel like they're pretty well priced. I mean, comparatively speaking, I would like them to be a lot cheaper, but that's not going to happen. I miss the days when figures were like 300 Australian dollars. Like, that feels like so long ago now. The Broke Collector, my foundation member. Hello, neighbours. Hi, dolly ho to you. How you doing? Hope you're having a good Friday. And then oddly, we just got Thing and Herbie, which is an interesting combination because Herbie doesn't come with Thing. So having them displayed together, a little bit odd, but I do love me some Herbert. Love Herbie. I actually did really love Herbie in the movie. I thought he was very cool. But yeah, interesting combination to display. So I don't know if the other figures were elsewhere, but this was the only figures, parts from the actual main Fantastic Four line that were on display. And that's the other thing. Like, it would have been cool if, like, we saw Johnny Storm as that, oh, this is, you know, something we haven't shown you before. Here's the figure. There's probably another character from the Fantastic Four they could have done that with. But yeah, there wasn't that new different what I wasn't expecting, so it's a bit of a bummer. I have a bunch of Bladens. Taking out a shelf, it'll be 74 centimeters, 29 inches. So Galactus will just about fit, at least height-wise. Yeah, I think Galactus is 70 centimeters. So maybe, depending on how you pose him, like if you had him like a little bit side on. But yeah, I don't know how deep they are compared to a Detolf. That I cannot answer. So yeah, I like the Thing in the movie. I like the figure. I think it looks really good. It would have been cool if they had two and had one showing him without the shirt on, so you could see a bit more detail of the body. But yeah, as I say, I don't know where the other three were. Will they come later in the convention? Is this it? Seems a bit odd to me that they didn't at least have Sue and Reed. It would have been cool to have had the whole team there and that have been the thing of here's the full line exclusively at the event. But they didn't do that. And lastly, Bank Robber Joker. Photo from Dragon Sim Collection. Yeah, look, an artisan version and a standard release. And look, this is my preferred way for them to do it, like to have a standard release accompany an artisan when it is something that would be considered like a main character or something quite important to a movie. But as I said, even though the Dark Knight's my line, I just felt a bit okay. Like the diorama base, like that's interesting. I don't really know where I would put it. And the head sculpt is an improvement. Like it absolutely is. I really like both sculpts. I think both sculpts look really good. I think the detail in the sculpted hair and just the individual strands they've got happening, like that's really interesting, but also another sort of evolution and technology thing that I really like from Hot Toys. But the suit, as I say, I don't know how different it is from my 2.0, which got the yellowing down the shirt. So there is a part of me that's like, do I want to drop $500 plus for something that, yes, has an updated head sculpt, but I don't really know how much else is different or improved. So this is where I feel like I'd need to see more, but also I feel like I could probably pick up the parts I want loose, and then between I've got the Hot Toys 2.0, I've got the Topo. I feel like I can mix and match what I want. So for me, this is not what I would have wanted from the Dark Knight. Even, if they don't want to do Nurse Joker, I've always said, like, I would love a licensed Ra's al Ghul. It's the 20th anniversary of Batman Begins. Like, to have like the League of Shadows, Ninja Bruce and Ra's, that would have been cool. Together or as a 2-pack, like I would have loved that. I know he's probably not going to be a big seller, but I also would have liked a Lucius Fox. So this is where I just think there's other things they haven't done or iterations of characters that I think would be really cool. So I would have liked to have seen something from Batman Begins. They did another Joker. I have 10 Heath Ledger Jokers. Like, I've got 9 6 scale and 1/4 scale. So for me, it's a bit... I don't know if I want to get the whole figure and have a lot of those same repeat accessories. Yeah. Akira says, sculpted hair looks fire in that Joker. It really does. I think, like, I like the sculpted hair on the purple jacket Joker, but I think this is like a step up. Like, all those sort of individual strands that they've done. I mean, also, you got to be careful because you don't want to snap one of them off. But I do think it's impressive, the level of detail they're getting into sculpted hair. Planet 23. Hello, Helen and chat. Hello, how are you doing? Oh, look at Joker. It's been so long since the last one. Yeah, and I get it. Like, people are getting that fatigue, and I feel like I'm getting that. Even if they had done Police Joker, because Police Joker just came with the DX1 a long time ago. Even that would have been a bit more exciting to me had they given us like an updated Police Joker. Like, if you don't want to do the nurse, do the police one. That's enough. That in and of itself would have been something I would have been more excited for. Even though I've got the DX1, update that, I would have been a lot more interested. Nurse Joker or bust. Well, I feel like they're going to leave me in Bust Town. I'm just surprised how indifferent to this Joker. I got my sculpted purple jacket one and felt good with that. And this is the thing, not everybody needs every look of the Joker from the movie. And when I was arranging my Dark Knight display, I had all my Jokers there, and I was like, feels like a Joker shelf. Like, this is a Dark Knight shelf. It's Bruce Wayne's story. So hence how I ended up with my little Joker display down there. But yeah, I think maybe the Joker fatigue is hitting me. Ra's al Ghul, we need. Yeah, 100%. Where is Ra's al Ghul? Where is he? Batman Begins InArt hear us. Well, I mean, they'll get to it in 2045. InArt's exhibit is supposed to be tomorrow. No, yeah, look, they're doing something. Where are they? In, like, California? I don't know. Oh, okay. Today from 1 to 7, which will be tomorrow sometime for me. Okay, that'll be interesting. I in the stream transcript update from Chinese social media, they talked about having done a lot of work on the Anne Hathaway Catwoman. So I would love to see an update on that if they are so willing to do that. That would be amazing, because that's probably the only thing in their pipeline that I would have a strong interest in at this point in time. Kevin's here. Hello. Just popped on to say hello. Good day to Helen. And the chat during the live stream for once bought the giant Galactus popcorn bucket at my Fantastic Four showing last night. Have an idea for displaying him with my hot toys somehow. That's cool. And that's funny you say that, Kevin, because I originally thought that Hot Toys would incorporate Galactus a bit like what they did with like Spider-Man No Way Home and Sandman being like a diorama base and the Lizard being a diorama base. I could have pictured them doing that with Galactus. So yeah, maybe you could do something with that. I think you probably could. I agree, except for Batman Begins. I don't know if this comment's for me to read out or not. Only one lease for me I've been waiting on. Correction, a good 161. I won't need any aftermarket parts. Look decent. Oh, and that's the thing with the Batman Begins. That 2.0 is in stock at Pop Culture, and I'm just like, the amount of stuff it needs, I just can't do it. And even the one I have, I display in the first night outlook. And that's the thing. I think if InArt did it and did it well, there would be such a strong interest, but they really seem to be dragging their feet with the Dark Knight trilogy, and I don't know if Hot Toys doing all their 2.0s has kind of made them back away. But given they've not done a good job of that Begin suit, I feel like that would have been a smart move. I forgot about the police version with no makeup. I can get on board with that. Yeah, and this is the thing, like, the Hot Toys one was good for the time. So I can imagine them being able to improve on that likeness and making it really great. I think Raz is in a shambles under that train wreck. Maybe. It's funny because it's possibly true at InArt Batman Begins. I said we don't need any more Nolan stuff. That's what Tremble was responding to. Oh, okay, sorry. Sorry, I didn't realize. Now I get the at. Yeah, look, sometimes I don't know what's for me and what's conversation between the chat. But look, Bank Robber Jokers, as I said, they look great. I just don't know that these are things I really need to buy, or whether I will just buy selected parts to upgrade elements of the Bank Robber that I have. But there's also a part of me that in that Joker display likes having the masked head sculpt just to break it up so it's not the same sort of face. And that's why I kind of like the police one as well. So he's got a different look. Having the mask of the bank robber just breaks it up a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see. That's the end of the slides, which means we're going to unbox. I'm going to take 2 ticks, and then we're going to unbox Two-Face, which I'm super excited about because I have been waiting all afternoon to do this. This artisan is pointless in my opinion. Surely the point of this figure is to be masked. I have the topo set and the tailoring looks much better than this version. I think the masked version is also rooted with the artisan. But this is the thing, like, I think the topo suit is a more accurate color, but the shape of the jacket is not 100% accurate. But what I did is I just kind of adjusted it and then just used the arms to hold it into place. I think the topo one is super solid. So this is why I'm just like, I don't know that I feel like I need to upgrade from what I have. So I was actually hoping for more announcements this morning, but got nothing. Do you think we'll get anything else by Monday? I don't know, Mike. This was my thing because on Thursday they had the media event, which is where a lot of this footage came from. And then I know today there was quite a few like Hong Kong collectors that I follow that were posting footage of the con, and it all looked the same. So I don't know if they are prone to bring anything out. I would have thought during their media event they'd want to have everything. So I feel like this is all we're getting. So I guess eyes on the InArt event tomorrow to see if they show us something that we want. I've been anticipating. Hooray, unbox, unbox, unbox. We're getting there. We're getting there. Honestly, I've seen some sprinkles of 12th scale figures, 6 scale, not much since Plastic revealed Conan and Co. Yeah, I can't get into other scales. But with the mask sculpt, I'm not going to have him face. I'm going to have him facing away from me. You won't even see the rooting. Depends. If you were doing the scene where he's like at the traffic light, which I had debated because I do have the 2 bank robbers. I was like, oh, do I have one from the front and one from the back? But space was at a bit of a premium, so I did not do that. But I still have 2 bank robber jokers, so maybe there's time to do that. And this is where I'm going to say to you, I always wish I had a better space set up for these unboxings, maybe one day. But you know what I should do? I should solo myself. Hello. I look tired. Unboxy time. Yeah, Helen will see. Not trying to sound greedy, just used to the large number of announcements from events last year. Well, I don't think it is greedy. I think that's the expectation that has been set. And we certainly don't get it through SDCC. And ACGHK seems to become that sort of big event where stuff got teased, announced. We got to look at stuff. And that's not the case this year either. So I don't know what to say. 2-face time. Dual face time. Because we don't want to get in trouble with copyright or whatever. Dual face, Mars Toys. The box for anyone interested. You can see sealed. See that? I told you I hadn't opened it. I'm a woman of my word. Authentic unboxings only. Thankfully, I do keep a box cutter handy. So let's get cracking, shall we? So as I mentioned, I got mine from 16kit. Hashtag not sponsored. But this should come with 2 pre-order bonus accessories. So the pre-order accessory across the board was the Halloween mask. And then if you ordered through 16kit, you also are getting a hand holding the diamond. So that's what we should get. So okay. So inside cover is the coins. Fair enough. This felt like a bit of a random graphic to me when I opened it. But do let me know. I'm doing the unboxing now. Do people want a review with like closer up footage and whatnot? Because I can potentially do that on the weekend, maybe. No promises, but if people want it, I will endeavour. Right, dual face, 100% dual face. InArt. Oh, isn't it mad these companies can use the look of a character to every finite detail, yet have to name it something stupid to get it over the line? Well, when I used to stream with Joao, he was saying that in China, you can copy everything as long as you call it a different name. So this is where it's hard to take action, because you can have it very clearly be Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face, and as long as you don't call it Two-Face or Harvey Dent or Tommy Lee Jones, it's fine, which seems crazy to me. 66 Alfred is coming today. Oh, that's cool. That looks like a very good figure. All right. So, slip cover of odd coin picture. It's a bit bizarre to me, Mars Toys, but we're not here for boxes. We're here for figures. Except for Shuri. Where's my Shuri? Okay. That might have been a mistake, but I've done it now. Bonus accessory. It'll be interesting to see if this is made available loose, because for anybody who got the old housekeeper, which was the Alfred, the pre-order accessory was the hat. And you can buy the hat loose on 16kit's website now. But if you pre-ordered from Kit, you got it for free. So I hope this doesn't end badly for me. I hope I don't know where Shuri is, but I hope she maybe stays away for the next minute. So we do have a special hand. And we have not one, but we have 2 diamonds. So we have a very large diamond, which looks really nice. Like you get, like, look at that. That's very cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Does that fit in the hand? Kind of. But then we have a smaller diamond as well. So maybe this is more appropriate for the hand. I do feel like this diamond sits a lot more securely in the hand. The big one doesn't really rest in the fingers, whereas this one does definitely look like it's probably more 6 scale and in proportion, but both of the diamonds have like, would you call it the cuts to give you that sort of reflective look? I think both of them are really cool. That looks really cool. I think so too. So yeah, 2 diamonds. One is tiny and I do not want to drop it. So that's the size difference. Like, it's significant. And everything is kind of bagged separately, which is nice. So that was just sitting at the top of the clamshell, which often is the case with bonus accessories you get from kit. And that's fine. I'm just going to put them back in the bag because, as I say, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose things. Don't want to lose things, peeps. The hands do actually look quite nicely done. I do get a bit critical of third-party hands because I hate it when hands look very plasticky because it takes away some of that realism. But these ones, they look pretty good. Diamonds, hands. If you got from 1/6 kit, you're getting that. So that's exciting. Yeah, the diamond is absurdly big. Yeah, I don't know what scale that is, but it's the smaller one definitely seems like it's more appropriate for the hand. Ba-bum. We got a lot of stuff, folks. So the second pre-order bonus, which I think everyone gets, is the Halloween mask. So it's the Halloween mask. I don't think this is meant to be displayed with the figure. I'm assuming maybe one of the hands can hold it. But I think it has some nice detail to it. It's like the paint definitely has like texture to it. Nice level of detail, I think. I think it's cool. That's the other pre-order bonus. Oh, goodness. He has coins. This is going to freak me out because I don't want to drop a coin. But good on Mars Toys because they give you 5. And I appreciate that because I think for fiddly little accessories, Kento Studios, I'm talking to you with your tie pin for John Wick that does not clip in securely. Give us a spare one, please. Okay, so this is interesting because the coins are in the clamshell and then there's just sticky tape over the top to seal them in, which is not a bad idea because I often find with Hot Toys figures when you remove the clamshell, like with John Wick, coins be flying. So it's a bit tricky to get them out, but we've got them out. It appears to me that this coin is the same on both sides. But I feel like I don't want to have to open all the coins. I feel like other coins are different. Sorry, this is great viewing, isn't it? I'm trying to open sticky tape to get out teeny tiny 6-scale coins. Okay, this is interesting. No, they are all the same. It's just my old eyes. Don't mind me. Authentic unboxing, folks. That's why you're here, right? I have no idea if my camera's going to pick this up well, but we're going to try. Teeny tiny Two-Face coin. Again, I think it has a really nice level of detail. Like, to me, like, it doesn't look like plastic or like toyish. I don't know if these are the right words to even use, but yeah, like, it's the same on both sides. This is hard to show. Sorry, folks. And you get 5 of them, which, again, I think is great. It's a tiny accessory. I can easily see it being the kind of thing that you may drop. So having spares is something I am a really big fan of. I don't know what that is. Now is a great time not to have carpet in your display room. You're never getting those coins back from a carpet black hole. Yeah, thankfully I do not. I have timber flooring, which helps sometimes, but other times does not. All right. So there's 2 pairs of hands on the figure, and then there's 3 pairs of hands separate. So we have gloved hands. You can see a little bit of fingers poking out of the gloves, but give you a look at that. They look pretty nice. And then we just have our normal hands. And I think they look nice. As I said, they don't have that shiny, plasticky look that I think a lot of third-party hands can have. I think there's a little bit of, there's like some sculpted detail in there, which you can see. These are definitely not hands that I'm looking at and going, yeah, I need to swap out. Like, I think these would be passable. So in total, 4 normal hands, 4 gloved hands. That's what we're looking at. Then we get some weapons, folks. I really should get some plastic tip tweezers, because that would make getting stuff out of these clamshells a bit easier. So, gun number 1. I am not a weaponsy person. I don't know what anything is called. Does anything move on this? I don't think it does. Oh, the magazine does come off. I wasn't sure if that was meant to, but that does come off, so you can clip that out. Doesn't look to me like anything else. So you can clip out the little magazine, but everything else just appears to be one piece. So very metallic looking. I don't know how accurate these things are, because I'm also not that person that studies everything to within an inch of its life. So in my book, does it look cool? Does it work? I'm happy with it if that's the case. But yeah, with the exception of the magazine, nothing else moves. So that's fine. All right. So then we have a couple of pistols. So we have this one, which has like a wooden handle does this barrel... Ah, the barrel does spin. You can... Actually, yeah, you can. So the barrel, it's not very smooth, but you can twist it if that's so your desire. The black feels a bit flat. It feels very black, matte, and a little bit flat. Might not be a big deal in a display, but I'm just telling you what I see. And then we've got same, slightly different. This one has a metallic paint application, and that does spin as well, the barrel. I'm assuming it's called a barrel? I don't know. I'm not a gun person. I don't live in America. Can I get them both together? I feel like the metal ones look a bit better, but I feel like they both look a bit flat. And I don't know if that's an issue, because again, not a gun person. The handles look pretty much the same. I honestly think this is the same thing. One's been painted black, one's been painted silver. And that's probably fine. That's probably fine. Pop them back in. This probably has an awesome name that I don't know. So we've got this weapon here, and I do think of all the weapons, this looks the most visually interesting. I definitely think even from the sculpting, it looks like it's just got a little bit more to it. So this bit does rotate around. I don't know that anything else moves or comes apart. I don't. I think this rotates, the rest of it. But I think if I was posing him with one of his weapons, I'd be using this. I don't know about guns. I don't live in America, Helen. It's true. I went to the Bass Pro Shop. Is that what it's called? I went to the Pyramid one in Memphis. And do you know what I learned from that excursion? Guns are a lifestyle in America. Guns are not a lifestyle in Australia. It is a very different world. Tommy gun. Which one's that, Tyria? Is that this one or one of the pistols? But I like this one. I think this one's cool. And I do feel like the sculpt just has a little bit more detail to it. Whereas these other pistols... Maybe I shouldn't have been so quick to put them back. The sculpt, that just doesn't really seem to have a lot of detail. Like, I feel like there should be something here. It's just very basic, and that doesn't feel like... Like, I've seen John Wick guns, and I feel like there would typically be, like, something along here, and it's just a bit flat. For me, deal breaker? No, not really, but as I said, I'm just trying to give you as many details as I can. Yeah, they are. They are a lifestyle. Okay, so this is Tommy gun. Thank you very much. Tommy gun for Tommy Lee Jones. No, the Tommy gun is definitely, I think, my favorite weapon. I think this is really cool. So yeah, I think I would display him with this, maybe with this, and then maybe I might have the other hand holding the diamond. That might be cool. That might be a cool display option. What else do we have? I do like the display bases Mars Toys does visually. I just wish they weren't the honking big rectangle bases. These take up so much real estate. And I visually like them. Like, this logo looks really cool. I like that a lot. And they actually put the character's name on the metallic nameplate. Like, that's nice. Like, a lot of third-party companies don't do that. But this just takes up so much space. Like, if I used this for Alfred, Bruce, Riddler, like, there'd be no room for anything else. So I do have already, I've got my decal and my nameplate. I'll make my oval display bases, which is something that I do for all my figures. And I've got a video tutorial on my channel on how to make them if that interests you. But I do think this logo looks very cool. And these kind of lines and scuff marks that you see on it, like, I see too. That's not really lighting. I don't know if that's a printing issue or what it is. For me, as I said, it's not a big deal because I don't use these bases. But if you were, I hope yours doesn't have that, because it doesn't look as pristine as I would expect for a brand new display base. The revolvers look really flat. That Tommy gun looks cool. 100%. Tommy gun is definitely the better of the weapons. The diamonds look great. That's what gets me. The guns look very basic. I think of the... I really need to get some tweezers. This one at least has a little bit more sculpted detail into it. But those pistols just look very basic. Very basic. But why don't we look at a head sculpt? So he comes with 2 head sculpts. One smiling, one serious. The serious one is the one that's attached to the body. I'm just going to shine a bit of light on the sculpt. Hopefully that doesn't. Okay. Believe it or not, this room is, I don't have the lights on. I know on the stream the room might look very bright, but when I have the lights on, it looks too bright on the camera. So I don't have the light on. So hence I'm turning... Okay, it's interesting because I did see some people when Mars Toys showed their progress photos, they were complaining that they thought the sculpt looked very flat in the paint application. I don't know if this is going to do it justice, but there is a bit of detail. Like these lines are actually quite red. So you do have like a point of difference from a color perspective. So I don't think it's as flat as what some people were thinking it would be. Like I can definitely see like different colors, different textures, not textures, different colors within the painting. So I do think there is some detail there. Is it like a Hot Toys level? I don't know that it is. But to me, I'm looking at this going, I don't feel like it's flat looking. So I'm just shining the light on it as well. So I feel like within the sculpt, like the lines are red and around the ear area, you've got almost like some black shading, but you do have a combination of both purple and more of a pinkish hue in the sculpt. So I feel like it's not as bad as what people had thought. Like you can see here, like some purple, there's some black. As I say, these kind of veins, lines, whatever you want to call them, they are quite red in color. And then and then the like normal side, I think the paint apps look nice. The one little thing I will say, or two little things actually, is that there does seem to be a bit of a sort of like sculpt line there. And for me, this neck connector feels a little bit loose. So I don't know if that's an issue, not an issue. These are not things that are really a big deal to me. I'm just trying to give you details. But seriously, like I think this is quite well done. Like, is Hot Toys going to make this? I don't think they will. So I think this is really solid. I'm liking what I see so far. Big Rig's here. Hi, Helen. Nice. I have mine coming tomorrow. There's a lot to like about it. I would never have known you were streaming in the dark. It's true. I have, like, this room has like 4 LED downlights. And when I turn them on, it, as I say, I just don't think it looks good. So I literally have my cabinet lights on and a ring light, and I'm otherwise in the dark. So that's why, as I say, I just wanted to really have a good look at that sculpt, because that was one of the things that I saw people criticizing the Mars Toys photo based on. But I feel like I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy with this. I am really thinking, like, that's the back. I don't know that you're getting all the colors there, but you do, like, there's the red, there's bits that are a bit more pink, there's a bit that's a bit more purple, there's bits that are a bit charred and black, and then the standard head sculpt. Got a little bit of line work around the eyes, like the wrinkles. Like, I look at this and I know who it is. I really, as I say, and I also feel like I'm probably that it looks cool and I like it and maybe easily pleased. Hence why I'm like, should I do reviews? I don't know that I'm the most critical eye when it comes to these things. I think it's a nice likeness. I seriously, I didn't think I would be collecting some of these figures, but as much as I know the movie's not particularly great, the figures Mars Toys have put out have been fantastic. I pre-ordered Two-Face through AliExpress seller figure toy box model store, and they are messing me about. Non-working tracking number, so annoying. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope that gets sorted out for you. Is AliExpress I've never bought from AliExpress, so is there customer service like as good as eBay? Because I feel like eBay is very good at helping buyers. Guys, the main event is coming up. And again, this is one where I know people got very particular about the suit and the colors and what color is it meant to be and what is going on. So there are some people who feel very strongly that the suit should be pink. The suit is more red. I can confirm. It's more red. I feel like on screen it looks red, and some people are having that debate of the real life one looks pink, but on screen it looks red. But honestly, I think this looks cool, and I think it's tailored really nicely, given it's like 2 different fabrics. That's tailored very nicely, I think. You've got 2 different shoes. So this one has like some really nice detail, like the silver and even the sculpt of the shoe. And then you've got like the typical dress shoe. The fabrics. I do have to say, I really think I prefer this smiling expression. There's something about this neutral one. I think it's the mouth. Feels a bit goofy to me. Whereas this more laughing expression, this is a lot stronger to me. I think this is the one I much prefer. I have my mic in an awkward spot, so apologies if... I don't know. Like, it's not that I don't think this looks like Tommy Lee Jones. I just feel like it's the mouth that's throwing me off a little bit. Because that's all I feel like I can look at. But like the other sculpt, you can see, like, it's definitely not flat. Like, you can see there's bits that are more pink, there's bits that are more purple, there's bits that have black tinges. Again, you've got red in the lines here. So I don't think the paint application is as flat as what people thought it is based on the progress photos that Mars Toys put out. But for me, I think the smiling head sculpt is the way to go. Like, that to me just looks fantastic. And you've got because you've got the Two-Face and the Riddler, and the Riddler has that laughing sculpt as well that looks quite sinister. But then you've got the tongue out expression. So I feel like this smiling head sculpt would also match better with the Joker. With the Riddler. I'm losing my words. It's 12:30 in the morning. It's been a long day. But yeah, I think this smiling sculpt is the winner. It's the winner for me. What do you guys think? So the button on the jacket, which again is a very Helen thing to point out, that's a real button. So the button is threaded through the jacket, real button, not a press stud. I do have a short on my channel on how to do that if you ever don't know how to do up. But to give you like a peek through the shirt, like you've got that funky leopard print and then you've got just the normal shirt. I don't want to undo the button. The lapel feels quite stiff, but in a good way, if that makes sense. But you've got, look at these little details. I really like it. Like, it's very, very clear that, like, with the tie and the jacket that they've had to stitch together and the shirt, different materials. But I feel like they've executed it really well. Like, I'm looking at this tailoring and there's nothing that's jumping out of, oh, okay, they didn't quite sew that quite well. Looks good to me. Like, I think this is another really solid release from Mars Toys. I'm not going to lie. The smiling head sculpt is the winner, 100%. So, how does the body feel? Oh, knees are ratcheted. Don't know if you guys can. So knees are ratcheted, which is nice. Do I think it's the most expensive premium body ever? Probably not. The waist kind of feels a bit loose, but I can definitely feel like there's torso. I want to say breaks. Where's Cousin Anthony where I need him? But you can get quite a bit of movement and articulation in the torso. Arms not really restricted by the suit. Bend there. I guess I just would be mindful about how much you move the arms just in case you do impact that stitching. Oh, that was a bit of a noise. Sometimes making figures balance is not my strong point. Oh. He can stand on his own. You just need to get the balance right with the ankles. But Mars Toys, I think he did a really nice job with this one. Oh goodness, lots of comments. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. AliExpress can be good. Sellers like to take the money, not have the goods, then offer refund weeks and months down the line. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. I I try to buy from stores or eBay otherwise, because yeah, I've heard of AliExpress and Temu and all these other places, but I don't know. I've just never bought from there. May I please ask what glass display cabinets you have behind you? I'm assuming you mean this one and that one. They are called frameless display cabinets. I got them secondhand from Facebook Marketplace from a collector, so I can't tell you where to buy them from. They are a very basic display case. I have done a lot to modify them. So the lighting, the black backing is like a black matte vinyl, which we've put on the back of the glass and on the shelves. And then we've also used some channel profile down the sides to hide all the wiring of the lights, which were custom done. I'm very lucky that my brother is very handy and he knows how to solder. So I was able to just procure everything I need and work out what I wanted, and he helped me set that up. So those are frameless display cabinets. And that's a garage shelf that I made myself that I'm very proud of. That looks good. I agree. He looks great. Really happy with the old Two-Face. Smiling works best. Yeah, 100% agree. Smiling one is better, looks more sinister. 100% it does. Like, seriously. I just don't even think it's a competition. Like, smiling is. I don't know. It's the mouth. There's something about the mouth, and I'm not, it's not a critique of Mars Toys. I just think, and I mean, I'm a fan of a neutral sculpt, don't get me wrong. That was one of my annoyances with Jazzic, that the Catwoman does not have a neutral sculpt. To me, that's crazy. Man, his left side is really flamboyant. Did you add on the seamless arms when you ordered Bane? I did. I thought it was the only way to go. I did, Anthony. And you know what? I actually really liked the way Mars Toys did that they made it a separate piece. So if you didn't want that expense, you could go without it. I wanted the option, and I feel like with Hot Toys, I'm that kind of person that I'm always going to get a DX version of something because I want to have the options and the bells and the whistles. So I did. I got the figure and then the seamless arms because I was trying to think of how the display will look, and I kind of figured he'd probably be up the back, and having the arms raised might be a cool way to make him stand out a little bit. But as I said, I do like the ways Mars Toys made that an optional extra. Because yeah, I think they were like $60 US. I got to head out, but thanks as always for the stream, Helen. Have a great weekend, everyone. Same to you, Mike. Hope you have a lovely weekend. Thank you for coming to hang out. Helen, did you have the Toys Turbo Two-Face? I sold him off to get this one from Mars. Did you pre-order Bane? I did not have the Toys Turbo. I had seen, was it Zensation? I had seen the Zensation ones in person, and I think they look of the time. And I think that's the thing I'm kind of mindful of with some of these figures is the way things have evolved. I don't know if it's always fair to make those comparisons. I feel like I maybe saw Toys Turbo in videos, but I've never seen it in person to really comment. But yes, I did. I literally pre-ordered Bane this week because I was procrastinating, and I went, you know what? If that suddenly goes off or you can't get the arms, you're going to be annoyed at yourself. So thankfully the deposits for those are pretty small deposits. So I did lock that in with Kit just to make sure that I had mine because, you know, they've showed us the Poison Ivy, and we know Jazz Inc. is making Poison Ivy. So Poison Ivy options are incoming. But I'm going to put the smiling head sculpt on. Because I feel like that's what we all want to see, right? And it's always that joy when you're changing parts on a stream And particularly with a suited figure, like trying to not get the collar of the shirt in the neck. That's always a challenge. So this is another reason why I feel like some cheeky little tweezers might be my friend, because I don't want his shirt. Did I do it right? Did I not do it right? No pressure, right? And the tie does feel like it's elastic, which is nice. I feel like this does need some futzing, because I feel like I maybe have part of the collar in the neck, which is not fun, but I thought we all like the smiling head sculpt. So I feel like that's the one I should show you. That's the look. That's the look to me. That looks, yeah. Smiling head sculpt, 100%. I feel like part of the yellow collar is in the is stuck. But yeah, seriously. This looks lovely. I'm gonna hide the comment. Should I hide behind it? Full look. Really nicely done. This smiling head sculpt is a winner. The outfit I really like. As I said, I know some people are upset that it's not pink. Doesn't particularly bother me. I think you get the aesthetic that you're going for with this character from this movie. I think the one thing that is a bit let down is those pistols. The pistols are a little bit flat on detail. They're a little bit flat on paint application. It depends if you plan to use them or not. And I guess that's the thing. You may potentially want to have him holding the different pistols in the different hands. So yeah, maybe it won't be as noticeable in display. Definitely looking at them close up, these weapons just look very flat and lack detail. The Tommy gun is definitely a winner. That is very cool. That is definitely a winner. So I feel like I maybe want to try to combine him with the Tommy gun and the diamond. So I will pop some photos on my Instagram probably tomorrow, because it is 12:36 a.m. on Saturday. Happy weekend to me. So I will pop some pictures on Instagram, and maybe I'll do a review. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. But if you're watching this and you want a more detailed review where I can show it maybe in a little bit better light, and I've got a turntable so I can give you a bit more of a 360 view, I can do that. The torso does feel a little bit loose. So as I said, probably not the world's highest quality body. Kind of expect that from third parties, to be honest. But I use stands as well. So there's probably some things I feel like I forgive that other people maybe get a little bit more upset about. But yeah, I would... This is just me. I'm very precautious. I probably would just be mindful of how you pose the arms. Just, I wouldn't want to put any strain on where obviously they've had to sew different material together, because I just think that would be a bit painful to try to repair. But otherwise, this is going to look so good next to the Riddler. I will definitely, at a minimum, I will take some photos of the two of them together. Because I think they'll look great. I think I've read that one out. I might use the gold guns from Deadpool on this Two-Face. Oh, that would be cool. That would be really cool, actually, because I feel like those Deadpool guns would have a little bit more detail. They'd have a lot more detail. These do not have a lot of detail. And I don't know, like, I know some people are into 3D printing, so maybe some people might even paint some more detail on there. I don't even, as I say, not a gun person. But yeah, that's probably just the one thing that feels a little bit of a letdown. I feel like this is just a very flat, basic mold. Like, that should not just be flat like that. That's a bit of a bummer. I can't remember how much this cost. I don't think that kit has any in stock at this point in time. I did do a search on the website and clicked on the link from my order. Page was not available. So I'm unsure. Sometimes Mars does second waves. There might be other retailers that have stock, but if you're into that 89 to 97 line, I definitely feel like this is a really lovely addition. This and the Riddler are both great figures, and I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised by how much I like them. I really am. All we need is the Panther suit for this line. I don't know that we're going to get it. I get why Hot Toys did the sonar suit, because when Robin emerges, like, the Batcave, all the suits have been destroyed. He's only got the sonar suit. So I don't know that we're going to get the Panther suit. But Mars Toys did tease a Val Kilmer Bruce Wayne, and I would be very interested in that. Oh, Illusion Entity doing God's work. That revolver is supposed to be flat. Oh, really? I just Googled a pic of it. So it's accurate. Oh, wow. Mars Toys. I take it all back. I'm so sorry. This is where I'm like, this is why I'm like, should I review things? No, because I'm not studying. I don't study outfits like that. And half the time I don't get some of the calamity that people. Oh, wow. You're very right. They look very flat. Sorry, my ring light's there. They do. Interesting. See what I mean about the pink? Like, it does look very pink there. But people have talked about in person versus how was it color graded? Because then if you look at this, it looks a bit different. But you're right, those guns. I take it back. Apologies, Mars Toys. So, it's a winner overall. There are no weak links. Looks great. I'm super happy with it. I am going to set up my little custom display stand for it. I'm going to get him in the display. Maybe review, I don't know, but as very minimum, I'll get some pics out on my Instagram, 6-scale Shiro. I will do some photos with the Riddler as well, because I think they're going to look fantastic together. I'm super, super happy about it. Yeah, thanks for confirming research. Yeah, I should do research, but I don't. We all know that I don't do research. I'm just that way inclined. It is late. It is 12:42 a.m. Saturday morning. Hello. I'm going to sign off unless anybody has any like pressing questions on the Two-Face or anything else. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off and call it a night. If you do want me to do a quick review on the Two-Face in a little bit more detail, where, as I said, I can get a bit more close-up video footage with a bit of lighting, do let me know. I'll sort of see what the sentiment is tomorrow before I make my decision. But thank you for coming to hang out with me. I really liked hearing your thoughts on ACGHK. I'm kind of a little bit relieved to know it wasn't just me feeling a little bit about it all. And it was cool to hear the things that people are hyped for. So I am glad that there's things like big chap and Robocain that people are super excited for. And hopefully that InArt event tomorrow will bring us something interesting. I'm always for the Anne Hathaway Catwoman because I feel like my Hot Toys 1.0 is on the verge of flaking. And I don't want that because it's literally the only female character in that collection. So fingers crossed. Oh, Big Rib. I came in late, but are you getting the bank robber Joker, or is this a dumb question? No, it's not a dumb question because I feel like it's probably the question I was asked most this week. I don't intend to at this point in time. I actually felt very ho-hum about it. I feel like the head sculpt is 100% an improvement. I have the Hot Toys 2.0 and the Topo. The Topo is actually the one I display. I didn't feel like there's enough with it that makes me want to buy a third version of the Joker. I feel like I would be more inclined to maybe try to find the head sculpt loose if I wanted it. But otherwise, no. I wish they'd done the nurse. I wish they'd maybe done a police Joker on its own because that was tied in with the DX1. So yeah, I don't know. Like, so many people thought that would be a thing I'd be into. I would have, as I said, preferred a different version of the Joker, or I would have preferred like Ra's al Ghul for the 20th anniversary of Batman Begins. I would have loved the League of Shadow Ninja Bruce and Ra's as a 2-pack or individually. Like, I would have really been into that. But I have like 9 6-scale Heath Ledger Jokers, and I feel like the ones that are now redundant to my display are going to be next to impossible to sell. So I feel like I'm just hanging on to them, and I don't want to just have a bunch of figures sitting in boxes like the DX1, the DX11. They're now redundant to my display. The Hot Toys Bank Robber 2.0 is redundant to my display now. So yeah, this is where I like the Topo one. I really like the Topo suit. I think it's a more accurate color, and I like having the masked sculpt in the display just to break it up. I don't know. Like, the diorama base is kind of cool. So this is where I feel like I could probably pick up elements I wanted loose if I felt a strong desire. But I don't feel like I want to buy the complete figure. And I don't know if that's me finally hitting Joker fatigue, but I do. I would have liked the police. I would have loved the nurse. I would have loved Raz. There's so many other things I would have loved. But I do love Mars Toys Two-Face. Guys, thank you for coming to hang out. Have a great weekend, everyone. Have a great weekend to you too. Keith, my new channel member, signed up. If you've watched the stream, enjoyed, please hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you hadn't. Channel memberships are available. I put no pressure on people. It's like $1 a month, $12 a year, as Keith pointed out, for many, many hours of streaming entertainment. So that's an option there as well if you so desire. But guys, thank you so much for coming to hang out. I'll be back next Friday to talk about whatever. Will I have anything to unbox? I have no idea. I'm actually bought a bunch of Kit Bash parts, and I don't know if that kind of unboxing is of interest to people, me just showing random things I'm buying for Kit Bashes. I'm on a John Wick 2 obsession to make my perfect Kit Bash John Wick. So I've literally got like a bunch of John Wick head sculpts and other accessories coming in. We could maybe show them off on the stream if that's of interest. Let me know in the comments. But guys, have a safe and happy weekend. I'll see you here, same time, same place. Have a lovely weekend.